This is David Ding and here at the TUA gym in Erith. We are pleased to be talking to one of the rising stars in the boxing influencer game in Marko. First of all, how you doing, my friend?
Hey, I'm feeling good, champ. You know, I've been training hard. I've got a slightly tougher opponent. You know, it's nothing to be worried about. Yeah, camp's going well. I've got a great team around me and I'm very blessed. Yeah, I'm doing great.
I've never seen someone so relaxed before a fight. Literally, because your fight is coming up this Saturday.
Yeah.
I've got to talk to you, you know, that calmness though. Where does that sort of calmness come from, really?
That calmness, it comes from confidence. You know, I feel like if you're not a confident person, you ain't gonna, you know, be very composed. As you know, I'm the king of timing. I don't rush. You know, you can't rush greatness, as the many legends once said. So yeah, I'm a great boxer. I'm calm. I'm steady. I'm just ready for a new fight. You know.
And obviously, we're here to talk to you because you are pending a new 5-year deal with Gunman Boxing Promotions.
Yeah.
I am so happy for you in regards to that, really. First of all, what made you give you that confidence and made you help you make the decision to be with Gunman?
You know, we got a great team there behind Gunman Promotions and Gunman Fight Series, the lot. So I know I'm in good hands. You know, there's no one better than Gunman Promotions at the minute, or ever. So.
Was there other offers for you, or was it just Gunman Boxing Promotions?
Yeah,
all the way?
no, we had obviously we had a few offers, but yeah, no one gave me a better offer. So I'm staying with Gunman Promotions.
I think that hand gesture says to me what I think it is. So I think it just tells you, you know, like, you know, securing your future is the most important thing.
Yeah, 100%.
Both in and out of the ring as well. I want to talk to you a bit more about that, really. You know, your journey with Gunman is obviously he's helped you so much, giving you the opportunity to fight on his show. He's taken you even around press conferences as well, where you probably heard Deontay Wilder say "Bomb Squad."
Bomb Squad, baby.
How supportive has Gunman been for you personally in your career?
Yeah, I mean, I've been with Gunman since I was 16. I'm turning 19 next year, so I'm 18 now. I've been with him actually, I think I've been with him since I was 15. So obviously, he's always kept me in good hands. He's given me great opportunities to fight on. You know, I fought at the O2, I fought in Liverpool, I fought in Manchester. I'm fighting in Manchester. I fought in London loads of times. I fought all around the country, so I'm just blessed. And, you know, made me a lot of money, so.
Absolutely. And talk to me a bit more about, you know, your previous fights, really. You know, you fought, obviously, in the last Gunman Series back in December, if I can remember. And then, obviously, you fought in Liverpool in the Guerrilla Promotions as well. What has those two experiences been like for you?
Yeah, they were really surreal, you know. Being a kid that didn't come from a lot of money and, you know, a bit of struggles here and there growing up. It's like crazy how you know, I'm here now, you know, I'm fighting at these massive venues. People that train their whole lives don't even get a chance to fight there. So, you know, it's a great blessing and all praise goes to God, you know.
Absolutely. And talk to me about, you know, what's the next 5 years going to be like for you? Because you've signed a 5-year deal. You know, what does those 5 years, what does it look like for you?
A lot of opportunities, a lot of open doors for me, you know. Yeah, I'm just excited, you know, to be in the game properly now. You know, we're locked in on a contract, so I ain't going to be leaving the gym anytime soon, you know, so I'm just excited to be fighting frequently, staying active and, yeah, getting that record going up.
Absolutely. And what does it look like for you? Obviously, fighting in the influencer game is one thing, really. Do you have aspirations to perhaps fight for on even bigger shows, maybe outside of Gunman Boxing?
Yeah, no, of course. Obviously, I know Misfits are going to be, you know, at some point this year, hopefully. I know Brian Risk are up in America. They're probably looking at me as well. So, yeah, no, you know, we got a big variety of shows that I can be on. It's just a matter of time. And, you know, I'll fight anyone. Give me 6 weeks and I'll fucking fight Floyd Mayweather. You know? That's all I need.
You mentioned about Misfits, though, to be fair. Like, is there anyone on Misfits in particular that catches your eye, really?
Give me 6 weeks, I'll beat any single person on Misfits my way. There's no one that can stop me.
I love that confidence, though. Like, literally, so if they were to put you in front of I don't want to say Tommy Fury, but even if it's Tommy Fury or if it's someone else.
I mean, shit, I think Tommy's a little bit too big, but if you get down 75, let's run it.
I'll take that. I'll take that. And obviously, we're here to talk about your opponent, Frimpong.
Yeah.
Who you fighting? Who you're gonna fight this Saturday? Talk to me a bit more about your opponent and what is it that you know about your opponent so far?
I'm not gonna give you all the cocky bollocks I usually give you. Listen, he's training hard, and that's I give respect where hard work is due. I don't even know what to say, It's just going to be easy work. That's what I'm going to say. That I'm not going to sit here and say he's shit, say he's not experienced. I've been in the ring a lot longer. I'm trained by one of the best coaches in England. I'm training with, one of the best boxers in England. I've been sparring national champions. I'm sparring international, European finalists, a few pro boxers here and there. So the work I'm getting is nothing on the level, do you know what I'm saying?
So it's that confidence that you've got that you're thinking, okay, it should be a routine win for you. But in terms of that, really, as a boxer, how do you sort of, find a balance between confidence and not obviously looking over your opponents as well? Because sometimes, in this game, so many people give a lot of people praises. They're gonna be like, hey, this person's amazing. But how do you sort of keep level-headed?
Shit, I'm not. I'm not. There's not a man in the world that can beat me with my confidence, Listen, I train hard, I dedicate myself to the sport, and give me 6 weeks, there's no one in the world that can beat me,
And do you think that the style is going to be too much for anyone, because I've seen you in the ring, you've got good boxing IQ, you box smart, you don't really get hit often. Well, I've never seen you get hit yet, but
I've never lost a round.
Undefeated.
I've never lost a round. I've had 9 fights. I've never lost a round.
Undefeated. That should be a slogan, like undefeated in every round. What do you think?
That's crazy, yeah. Maybe a new boxing name,
Oh my days. We got to think of something though. To be fair, like undefeated in every round. All the undefeated.
That's quite crazy. I don't know anyone else that's done that in the influencer game. With the record I have, I've never lost a round. It's crazy.
I find that crazy too, you know what I mean? Because I'm thinking sometimes you lose rounds because, this and that, but you generally did not lose a round. Like, I find that interesting. I've got to look at some of the George's scorecards, be like, look, this guy's won every single round. There must be a record somewhere. I've got to find the judges somewhere. Please help me out. Like, if he's won every round, I've got to see the record for myself though. But we take a word on it, Marko, really. But talk to me a bit more about, obviously, your ring walk. What's your ring walk going to be like on Saturday?
Quick and easy. I just can't wait to go in there, get back to work, do my little quick 9 to 5 in there, and then get out, get paid, Shit, these hands, look at these paws, dude. Them paws are big. This is going to go on someone's chin Saturday night. These are big hands, So I just can't wait to just turn my knuckles over straight into his chin and, make him get a little bit of deja vu when his mum used to cook him dinner back in the day when he was a little baby, when he's sleeping on the floor. But, I'm not going to diss my opponent too much. I know he's been in the gym, but, hey.
Let me see those hands again, because they look absolutely massive, though, to be fair. Like, that must be
big paws. These are big paws, man.
Big paws. Like, how do you manage to get it? Is it just years of just proper, sparring, boxing?
Yeah.
Have you got any sort of gym stories where you perhaps knock someone out, or you like to keep that quiet?
Yeah, I don't. All my sparring partners, I respect them because they come in and they give me work. But yeah, there's been a few times I've been, knocking people out in the gym, and it's a weird feeling, knocking someone out in the gym because it's training, but sometimes it just kind of happens, so. Is what it is.
Yeah, so it's almost like you're carried away in a moment. You're like, oh sugar, he's knocked out the floor.
Yeah, it kind of happens, innit? You just hit them a little bit too hard, then they just drop, and you're just like, oh shit. I had this one time, I fainted down to the body, and I landed a backhand over top, and this kid just dropped and he started snoring. I never heard that before. Whenever people used to say oh, I've knocked someone out, and they started snoring, I thought it was bullshit. But then, yeah, he kind of dropped. 3 seconds went by and he started snoring. I was like, shit. And yeah, he didn't wake up for 10, 15 seconds. I was getting a little bit scared and that. And he woke up and he was like, oh, what's going on? I was like, oh, nothing, you just kind of fell over trying to play it off cool and shit. Because I feel like if I got knocked out and then I'm waking up in the gym, I'd kind of be very embarrassed as well. So I kind of tried to like say, oh, you just fell over. So.
But people know about your power. So now people have heard about the stories knocking people out. Now people hear that you've got the power. So.
I mean, I got 5 knockouts on my record, you know. I don't hit lightly. I don't hit lightly.
Which one's your best knockout though? You got to tell me. Best knockout.
My best knockout. I like the one at York Hall. York Hall was nice. Little uppercut, left hook, right hand. Oh, actually the one, I don't know, it's between that one and the one in Maidstone. That was a clean one against Matthew Rose.
Absolutely. Well, I've got to check out some of those ones really. But talk to me a bit more about the support of your family and your friends. Obviously, you know, the last time I saw you fight, you had a big contingent of fans coming to support you, even after your fight. You know, I'm seeing one of them even holding the belt. I'm thinking, wow, like they love you that much. How supportive have they been of you?
I think that's probably the biggest achievement I've got in boxing is, you know, I've got a lot of people that come out and support me, which that kind of gives me like a lot of fuel and a lot of, you know, drive to, you know, get into the gym and, you know, work for them almost. It's a really great feeling, and I appreciate everyone that does come down and support me. Like it means a lot. Like I'll remember all your faces when I'm fighting in Dubai. You know, I'm gonna fly you all out. So yeah, it means a lot.
That's very sweet of you. So anyone that supports my friend here, he's willing to fly you out really. But don't come begging him to fly you out though, to be fair. It gets expensive after a while. But with that kind of support really, does that keep you going in a fight? Because you know you're fighting not only for yourself, but for the people that come out to support you as well.
Yeah, no, yeah, I would say so. It's like, it's really like nice and heartwarming, you know, seeing people that, you know, pay money out of their wages. You know, not a lot of my friends are rich. You know, most of them work 9 to 5s, and you know, like £60 for a ticket is a lot for most people, and you know, they pay for it at the end of the day, and I really appreciate it. You know, I understand where it comes from, and yeah, it's a really good feeling.
And talk to me a bit more about what you're going to do after the fight. Obviously, should everything go according to plan, what is it that you usually do after each fight? Because obviously, you know, some people like to go for takeaway, pizza, I don't know. What do you like to do after each fight?
No, I just I like to just go back to my hotel room and just sleep alone. Yeah.
No takeaway, no anything.
No, I don't. No, I just chill on it. I just chill.
Really? Because I speak to some fighters, right? And I ask them, what is your favorite thing to eat after each fight? After your fight finishes, what is your favorite thing to eat? Some of them say pizza, some of them say steak. So you don't do any of that?
I usually just get like sushi or something like that. Something like
sushi, yeah? You're a sushi kind of guy. I haven't really tried sushi. I need to give sushi a try. You know. But going back to obviously Saturday, obviously you got other great fighters on the card as well. Talk to me about, you know, how much the Gunman Series has grown really, and how pleased are you to see other fighters fighting on the show as well?
I feel like the support that you know, the Gunman Promotions got last time was mad. First show, completely sold out, tables, seats, everything sold out. I just think shit, it's mad. You know, a lot of people are on there that have a lot of support, so it's crazy, you know.
Yeah, and is there a fight that you're looking forward to watching as well?
My boy Jay Kerr's fighting. You know, we got Monty Merzer's fighting. Great boy. Really want to see him fight. Shit, we got loads. We got loads. I don't think there's a single fight I would want to miss.
Idris Verko as well.
A great card. Generally, like, I don't actually enjoy watching boxing that much because there's shit fights and there's fights I don't know. But this like show now, like there's actually not one fight I wouldn't actually want to miss. I mean, I wouldn't. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. I see what you're saying. Because everyone wants to see competitive fights. You know what I mean? Everyone wants to see fights that people enjoy. You know what I mean? And it leads me to obviously you know, what is like your influences in boxing and who you sort of look up to in the boxing world? Obviously, you're a young fighter yourself. Is there any fighters that you sort of enjoy watching at the moment?
Nah, I like watching amateur shows, you know. I feel like that's it's a completely different level of boxing to the type of boxing I fight with, you know. Like influence a game, you get kind of probably a white collar style boxing and shit. Like everyone's coming out. They're
Yeah.
fun to watch, innit, but they get boring after a while. So I like watching some pros fight. You know, Giorgio Visioli. I love watching that guy fight every time. He's unbelievable. So massive props out goes to him. I like watching Garcia fight. You know, Ben. Yeah, Shakur. I love all fighters. You know, like all the pro boxers that have got like a little bit of height around them and a lot of style in their boxing. I like watching. So.
Just a question, last question from me, really. We really appreciate your time talking to us, really. After a long, hard day of training, I see you working hard on the pads. Very good stuff. Talk to me, you know, for anyone that wants to be in your position, you know, what advice would you give to anyone that wants to be in your position or has aspirations
Just got to be
be in
hungry,
the
man.
boxing
Just
game?
got to be hungry and consistent. That's all you got to do. Like I'm no different to any single person in the entire world, you know. Apart from I make my money on social media and, you know, people know me on socials. That's literally it. That's the difference between me and everyone here. I get money from doing social media. That's it. I'm no different to all of you, except, you know, I wasn't scared to put myself out on the internet and I wasn't scared to be able to take a risk. I didn't really have anything to lose, so I just kind of took that risk and here I am today, you know, making 5-figure fights. So can't complain.